What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? It's the Young Productions right here, and today we got a different video. In fact, I'm about to show you how to install FL Studio for the ones who don't know how to do it, or for the people that are still not sure how to do it or whatever, right? And after that, we're gonna get right into producing a little bit. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I got the installer right here. What you would usually do is just go to flstudio.com, right? That is going to redirect you to the image line website, right? And then you just go to try for free and download now. Well, right now, you get the latest install and everything. And I do already have an installer, which is the older version, the 24.4, and they now have released the latest one, which is the 25 version. So we're gonna just go ahead and install this. For me, it goes really fast because we got a fast internet connection over here. So yeah, download speeds are really good. We are almost done. And once we have downloaded it, yep, it's all set. Now we have the newest installer, right? And I'm gonna just go do it right with y'all, okay? So, basically it's simple. Click on it, double click on it, wait for it to start. Click next. I agree. If you want to install this for only, I don't know if you share your computer with maybe your family, whatever, right? Friends or whatever. In case you do, you want to click on current user only. But if you say, okay, it doesn't really matter, I want to install it for everybody, it's going to be installed on your whole computer. That means every profile that is going to be created on your computer is going to have FL Studio on it, right? So just to keep that in mind, I'm just going to do currently user only or all users because it doesn't really matter. This is a virtual machine, so yeah, I just go ahead and say current user only. As an IT tech guy, I just like that to to limit certain things, to certain profiles. All right. And what I usually do is uncheck FL Cloud plugins, right? For the reason that I'm not going to use FL Cloud plugins because, yeah, I just got a bunch of third-party plugins. But also in this example, it is something that maybe you want to do in case you're interested in using FL Studio's own cloud service that offers sounds and a bunch of other things, right? And also plugins, as it seems like. I never used it before, so I can't really say too much about it. But yeah, maybe you want to check out the website. And I also like to uncheck this FL plugin 64-bit, right? Which is going to install the native FL Studio plugin, which is also going to give you it's going to give you the ability to pretty much use FL Studio within another DAW as a plugin. It's kind of crazy, right? I used to work like that too, and it works pretty good. But yeah, it is like, yeah, but it is a really cool thing. If you want to mess around with, play around with, I would keep it checked. If you say no, I don't want to play around with it, or maybe you want to do it later, you can also just do it with a new install. So every time you get to install get to install a new version, you can also check or uncheck certain things. But if you have it already installed, it's just going to renew that, right? But if you have unchecked it, it will stay deinstalled, so it would not use any space on your computer. What is really important is this FL Studio Audio, right? Which is really important for latency and everything. If you play like MIDI keyboard, or if you play some instruments, and you don't want to make sure that you have the lowest latency possible, right? And this is going to give you really a good option. Of course, it's FL Studio Audio. They have made like a really good job in, yeah, just in general making sure that everything is already included, right? So what I do, this is the way I install it, right? I click, I keep the desktop icon checked, plugin database already in there, FL Studio Audio, and I go from there. Everything else, I uncheck them, right? But if you use the cloud plugins and everything, you definitely keep that in there, right? However you need it to be, right? Next thing we do is we click next. And then you can just install it wherever you want to. This is the standard path. Just for the people that, I don't know, maybe don't use Windows or whatever that often, or just are not into, into tech so much. This is just going to choose where you want to install this, like the FL Studio instance. So in case you want to install it on an external hard drive, right? This is where you want to do it. You just click on it, browse, and then you just choose what, like, you just choose where you want to install it. All right. Well, now we're just going to click next and install. And that's basically it. Now it's being installed, and it takes a little bit, it has pretty much, yeah, it has a lot of files. Which is crazy, because I remember FL Studio 8, 9, and 10, man, that installation was quick. It used to be so quick. It was so dope. And yeah, it was like, probably at this point it would have been done, right? But FL Studio 25 is already so big and so huge that it just has a bunch of files and a bunch of things in it, which is good. It gives you a lot of time, a lot of options to play around with and to mess around with, right? So it's a good thing. So I'm gonna just speed it up just so you can, see how the next step is, and then we go from there. All right, now it is finished. It finished the installation process. I click next, and finish. And that's basically it. Now you can delete the installer, and now you can just go ahead and start FL Studio. There it is. You can now click on, if you have if you have an unlock key, you would have to click on here, sign into your account to activate FL Studio, right? Or you press try FL Studio, and now you can pretty much start to do stuff with it. Gotta press on X, and now you're in trial mode, as you can see over here in the top left corner, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Click on all. Now over here you have your sounds, your packs and everything, and you can just start doing stuff. What is really important, there's one step that's really important. This is something that I like to do, right? Is I like to press on this little thing over here, in order to see the minutes and seconds and whatever, how, like when the song is being like played, right? Because like this, it's in a different kind of, it only shows you like the steps and everything, like, right? The bars. And I just don't like it. I like to have it set to song mode or whatever, that's how I call it. And this way it's going to show me exactly how many minutes or seconds have passed, right? So if I say, if I put it like up to 10 bars, it's going to exactly show me how much time has already, passed and everything. So yeah, that's something that's really important to me. Next thing you have to do is go to your audio settings, make sure that FL Studio Audio is in there, right? And yeah, what you can also do is just check your buffer length. It's really important to know that the higher you go, the better it is for your computer. If you got a really like low-end computer or whatever, right? It might be better to go higher, but keep in mind that also, you know, the latency, if you play something on the MIDI keyboard, is going to be a little bit off. And I mean a little bit more than a little bit, you know. So what I would suggest you to do is to keep it on 512, which is a good middle ground. Or if you have a really good computer, put it on 256. And what I also like to do is I like to remove this hard clip output at 0 dB, which is I mean, you can keep it in. It says otherwise limiting will be applied, which means I don't know if it's like FL Studio type of thing where they're gonna put a limiter on top of it once you hit 0 dB through this button, right? Or if they mean that it is their own limiter doing it. So just to explain it real quick, a limiter is basically, to make it as easy as possible, a limiter is the ceiling, like let's say the wall that you have, right? There's a certain ceiling. And once you hit that ceiling, you can't go beyond it, right? This is the highest you can go. And sometimes you have kicks and drums and other things that are just so loud that they can go past this limiter. And what happens is it starts to clip, right? And clipping, you really want to avoid it unless you like to have that clipping sound, right? But in most cases, you like to avoid it. So this is basically what this button right here does. It limits the output of everything that goes beyond this limiter, right? That's pretty much it. I like to turn it off because I like to do, you know, my own mixing and mastering when it comes to limiting and a bunch of other stuff, right? But yeah, do as you go, you know, do as you go, try as you go, and learn to figure out what's good for you, right? All right, and that's basically it. Now you can just go ahead and enjoy your FL Studio 25 and, well, have fun with it. Bye for now. See you soon.